Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. And this is not a tag video. This is something I just wanted to do. My friend Lisa Loves did a top 10 comedy films, and I wanted to do a response to that. Now, of course, nothing can be simple with me. So I ended up doing a top 20 and kind of whittled the list down to what I thought was fairly acceptable. But I love comedy. I love all movies. I really do. Um, Horror just happens to be my favorite genre of movies. But I love comedy. Grew up with them. Yeah, action movies, martial arts movies, westerns. Um, I'm going to start giving you some that um, were on my list but got knocked off. So, and I'm going to try to move quick because there's a lot of them. White Men Can't Jump. I think that movie is so funny. I love Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson together. They're great. Uh, Ruthless People with Danny DeVito, Bette Midler, Judge Reinhold. That movie is so funny. I saw that in the movie theater with my dad. You're gonna hear that a lot, of course. But yeah, that movie is so funny. Idiocracy with I know Dax Shepard is in it. I'm trying to think of it. It's one of the Owens brothers. Luke Owen. Luke Owen? Yeah, something like that. That's funny. Um, an older one, Used Cars with Kurt Russell. Really, really funny. Rat Race is kind of a silly movie, but the first time I watched it, I was with a friend of mine. We were drinking a couple beers, and it was hard to breathe in some spots, so we were laughing so hard. Waiting with Ryan Reynolds, so funny, great movie, very underrated. Of course, Super Bad, that's funny. Animal House, I didn't relate to it as much as my dad did. My dad loves comedies. That's one of his favorite comedies of all time. I didn't relate to it as much as my dad because I didn't grow up in that era. I wasn't around in the 60s, but yeah, funny. And of course, Caddyshack. Didn't make the list. So, let's start out at number 20. Number 20 is Let's Go to Prison with Dax Shepard, and I can't, for some reason, I'm blanking on the main guy. This movie is so funny. I absolutely love it. I like it more every time I see it. Um, it used to come on cable a lot, and I would watch it every time it would come on. It just makes me laugh hysterically. Number 19, Zach and Mary Make a Porno. So funny. Uh, just nasty humor, but God, is it funny. I love Kevin Smith. He's just an awesome filmmaker. Another one of his is on here. Spoiler alert. Number 18 is Nothing to Lose with Tim Robbins and Martin Lawrence. Yeah, blinking again. That movie is so funny. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it is hysterical. Really, really funny. Um, Number 17 is American Pie. Um, my wife and I double dated um, with her friend and her husband, and we went to the bar. We had a few drinks. Um, then we went to see American Pie. He and I laughed so hard. We were in the back. I'll never forget it. We were in the back, and I think we were really bothering people because we were dying. We were just laughing so hard. Same guy I saw Rat Race with. Funny. Let's see. Number 16 is Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Arsenio Hall. That movie is so funny. Definitely, unfortunately, one of Richard Pryor's last movies that he did. Um, yeah, rest in peace. God, it was so funny. Number 15 is Wedding Crashers. Another movie, the first time I saw it, was just dying. Um, yeah, definitely a funny movie. Number 14 is the other Kevin Smith film on here. I believe that's the only other one. It's Clerks. Clerks is basically my generation. Um, yeah, pretty much my generation. There is a lot of really, really funny stuff in here. Um, it just, I don't even know where to start. So many quotable lines. Just a funny, funny movie. Yeah, Clerks, number 14. Number 13 was quite a surprise. Hall Pass. I thought that movie was so funny. Um, One of the movies, I don't know whether I was just in a good mood when I saw it, but I laughed hysterically. Just thought it was so funny. Um, yeah. Number 12 is one of my all time favorites, A Fish Called Wanda. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's been around for a long time. Of course, it has Jamie Lee Curtis in it. It is so funny. So funny. Um, I watched that movie so many times. I knew so many lines from it. It's just hysterical. Number 11 is the first of my Bill Murray movies. And a movie that means a lot to me. It's Meatballs. This is set in a summer camp. Of course, I love summer camps, being a horror fan. But Meatballs is just so much fun. It's just so much fun. Again, so many quotable lines. It's just great. Number 10 is a incredibly funny film. I know it's one of Lisa Love's favorite. Unfortunately, it's the only one that's on this list that I think is on hers. I'm pretty sure. But it's See No Evil, Hear No Evil. I laughed hysterically at that movie. Um, it's one of the ones that hurt. I laughed so hard. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Number 9, the one and only Mel Brooks movie on here, but the first one I ever saw, and I still think it's the funniest, even though I've been told that Blazing Saddles is funnier, Young Frankenstein's funnier, or Frankenstein. But for me, it's History of the World Part 1. I just think it's hysterically funny. I saw this when I was younger. Probably shouldn't have, because it has a lot of suggestible humor in it. But I'll never forget, it has something for everybody in it. When I saw the dude with the boombox walking down with Funky Town in the Roman Empire, I was just no more good. And that's my humor as a kid. Of course, when I grew up, it just got funnier and funnier. Um, Number 8 is Stripes with Bill Murray, John Candy, Judge Reinhold, Warren Oates. Um, just an hysterically funny film. So funny. Number 7, another Richard Pryor movie, is Stir Crazy with him and Gene Wilder. Of course, See No Evil, Hear No Evil had him and Gene Wilder in it as well. I think they were the best comedy duo, in my opinion. So funny together. Silver Streak is another one that was really funny. But Stir Crazy, just an incredibly, incredibly funny movie. Number 6. And I know Bronco Juggalo is probably going to hate me for saying this, but Step Brothers. I laughed hysterically in Step Brothers. I'm not a big Will Ferrell fan. Some of his movies are okay, I can get through them. But Step Brothers is so, so funny. So many quotable lines. It's really funny. And most of the lines I like the most aren't Will Ferrell's. They're uh, John C. Riley. He is just so funny in that movie. Um, Number 5 is Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, Bernie Mac. I saw this at around the time when I first got sick, and talk about cheering somebody up. So funny. This movie is so funny. Number four is one of my favorites of all time. My top four, I had a lot of problem with figuring out where to put what. Number four is one of my all-time favorite films. It could have been number one. I mean, I had to kind of just go with it from here. Is Fanboys. Um, that movie is me. That's me and my cousin. Fanboys. I love Rush. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The movie is so funny, hysterically funny. Just definitely one of my favorites of all time. Number three is a film I went to see um, in the movie theater with my wife and my wife's friend, who unfortunately now passed away. But a movie called Ted. I laughed so hard in this movie, it was hard to breathe. I was laughing so hard, hysterically laughing, hysterically. The second one was good, not as good as the first one, but Ted is just hysterical, uh, so funny. Which brings us to the top two. Number two could have very well been number one. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's John Cusack in Better Off Dead. I saw this when I was in high school, and the movie is just so funny. It's so many quotable lines. My friend and I, if you watch my channel, you're familiar with the story of the guy I used to play in a band with. Jaws was his favorite movie, and we used to quote movie lines in the hallways in school. Well, Better Off Dead was another one we used to quote movie lines from in the hallways. But yeah, yeah, that was number two, Better Off Dead. Which leaves number one. Um, this is a movie I don't hear a lot of people talk about, but to me it's hysterically funny. It's my favorite comedy, my daughter's favorite comedy, might even be my wife's favorite comedy. Everybody I've introduced this movie to has just loved it, and it's Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds. This movie is so funny. Like I said, so many quotable lines. It's just a hysterically funny film. One I never get sick of watching, and yeah. But like I said, this is not a tag video. This is just something that Lisa Loves did that I wanted to do as well. Like I said, it got a little out of hand, but I love comedies, and I really wanted to participate in this one. Interested to know what you guys think. Do a video. Do your top 10 comedies. Whatever you guys like. I know we did a comedy tag by channel Donstar, I believe, a while back. Who unfortunately is not making videos right now, but he's a cool guy. Um, yeah, but like I said, I would love to hear your list, what your favorite comedies are. Me, I love a good comedy. I watch a lot of different ones, but yeah. If you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time.